Welcome to the Leaf Heart Path. My name is Andrea Graham, and today's pick-a-card reading is about you in 1 year's time. What will your life be like? What will be different? This is a timeless or evergreen reading. This means you can come back to this video at any point and find that the energies may be a bit different, and subsequently you may be drawn to a different pile. Let's take a look at what we have today. This is pile 1 with the rose quartz. Pile 2, sulfur. Pile 3, we've got some raw lepidolite. And pile 4, blue lace agate. Center yourself and take some deep breaths. From the centered point, pick the pile that you are the most drawn to. And again, because this is a general reading, you may find that you are drawn to more than one pile. Check them both out, as there may be messages for you in each. You can find your pile's timestamp in the description box below. I'll see you in your video. Hi, pile 1. If you picked the rose quartz, then this is your reading for your energy in 1 year. What is going to be different for you? What things and changes are happening? So let's take a look at your cards. We have the Everyday Witch Tarot with the Knight of Cups, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. The Wild Unknown Tarot. Ooh, we've got Major Arcana, the Devil, clarified by the Six of Wands. Isn't that one pretty? I love that butterfly. My goodness, that's one of my favorite cards. And from the Darkwood Tarot, we have the Three of Cups, which is clarified by the Ace of Cups. And I do want to say here, this was the only reading where I was told to look at the back of the deck for something. And so we're adding in the King of Pentacles to talk about the situation that's happening over here within the next year for you. But before we get started, for people who like to know the zodiac signs or the astrological signs associated with the readings, we're going to talk about that just briefly here. For those who don't know, it looks like we have some fire signs here represented by the wands. And so that's Aries, Leo, and Sag. And then, of course, we have earth signs with our pentacles right here and here. And that's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And rounding that out is water with our cups. And that's going to be Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So pile 1, the first thing that I'm getting for you is that in 1 year, something that might be different for, let's begin with the single friends, is that you may end up with the potential for some romance in your future. Someone may be coming forward with an offer for you. So when we see this Knight of Cups, we can see that they're bringing forward that offer of love right here. We can see this clearly reflected in this actual card here. The chalice that they're holding out has got these bubbles floating out of it, and their eyes are kind of fixed off on the horizon, looking towards the object of their affection, which would be you in this particular case. And actually, if we spread this out this way, it's almost like they're looking at the Ace of Pentacles right here. And when we see the ace, particularly that Ace of Pentacles, it makes me think of an offer, someone handing you something that you want. It could be a simple gesture of affection in this particular instance. It doesn't need to be lofty or huge in order for it to be meaningful. And what it looks like is going to depend on the particular circumstances of the person who is watching this video. So because this is a general reading, obviously I want you to take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Now, I'm also being drawn to the sunshine back here behind that. And the sky kind of even mimics that over here. It could be sunrise, sunset. But this just makes me think that only good things are coming down the road for you in the future. We've got rosy skies here. And there's that kind of dreamy quality back there. And we also are kind of moving from the energy of the Ace of Pentacles, and we're going all the way up through the suit to the King. Let me give you a closer look of him here. Okay. And so that indicates some growth since we're moving through the entire suit. We're starting with something that's very small and we're working up to something that's very big. Oftentimes when we do these readings, these court cards, the pages, the knights, the queens, the kings, they might represent actual people in our lives, but that's not always the case. And in this particular instance, I do believe that this king, and again, it doesn't have to be male, the gender doesn't matter here, would represent a figure that is stable and can offer you the things that you desire. This is about the energy that's being represented here. Don't let that fool you. If he's not your type, then that's okay. It's all about the exchange that's coming forward, what they're going to be offering you, and also what he's holding, and what he has around him. That might not be exactly your idea of abundance, stability, or whatever it is you're looking for in a steady partnership, but it's more about the idea that he's bringing forward. So this has all the markings of a really positive and fruitful and stable relationship. This isn't a relationship where you're completely impulsive and moving quickly, although that could happen at the beginning, kind of based off of the energy that's coming right there. Pentacles are much more slow-moving elements in tarot, so this might be a relationship that will take its time to blossom. But when it does blossom, it is going to be the most beautiful rose in the garden. I'm so excited about this. For my friends who are already in partnership, what's coming toward you? If we look at this again, might be about recognizing your own self-worth here. So if you look at the Knight's eyes, they may be looking at more of these reflective bubbles, perhaps, up here. I'm trying to get as close as I can, right there. And it kind of reminds me of looking in a mirror. And so perhaps what will be different in your life in 1 year is that there will be more self-love happening. So this could be something that you've been working on or are trying to work on. So again, going back to our Ace of Pentacles here. Yeah. The Ace of Pentacles is about a small token of affection or a gesture, an offering, and this could be one of self-love that begins with something small for you. Small tokens of affection towards the self. So 1 year from now, you will be in a much higher place. Not only do we have this beautiful sky behind us here, we're up in the air literally. We're up on a hill over here, and even here, he's looking down over his kingdom. He's comfortable. And so I think everything a year from now is going to be rosier, and your own view of yourself may be elevated. This does suggest that higher viewpoint, a better perspective, a fresh look. If you have struggled with self-love, this would be the time to start taking these little steps toward that goal of being kinder to you and seeing yourself with those fresh eyes. So much enthusiasm right there. Keep one small promise to yourself each day, and then honor yourself by holding that promise, whatever that is. Try it for a month, see how you feel at the end of the month, and then maybe switch out your goal or add on to it. Build off of it, like I'm thinking of Legos. And so it might take these baby steps, these tiny steps, these manageable steps to get to that goal of seeing yourself with kinder eyes, undoubtedly the eyes of love that everyone else around you sees you with. So a year from now, you're going to have this new lens with which to view yourself, and that view is going to be an absolutely beautiful one. So that's exciting, for our first little situation here. Now, something else that's going to be different a year from now, pile one, is your view in a situation that may have been bothering you for some time. So we're going to switch over here and look at our furry devil friend. Look at those eyes. He's very floofy. So with the energy of this Major Arcana card here is, we're talking about the energy usually of entrapment or kind of a restrictive energy. And so if I look at this followed by the Six of Wands here. Look at that darkness and look at the lightness here. I see this as the energy of someone who's coming out of the dark. They are illuminated and they are celebrated, moving up. So the devil here could be making kind of an appearance to hint at perhaps your shadow side or the shadow parts of ourselves, which is something that we all have and we all work on. And we work towards acceptance of those things and acknowledgement because they're a part of us. And depending on who you are, those shadows are going to be very different. And so the devil could also be making an appearance to hint at you coming forth from something that has been heavy or something that you may have had an experience with that has left you mired in grief, perhaps. I'm looking at the flames at his feet here. And then the sticks down here. Just that heavy energy, like that energy of being pulled down. Yeah, everything is so dark over here except for the flames that we see. So it could mean that you are unable or have not been able to see forward in a sense because you've been sitting in this kind of dark or stuck or maybe even slightly depressive energy. And again, this is the shadow self, it's temptation. It can be choosing short-term pleasures at the expense of long-term health or abundance. And also, I'm seeing that this could also represent a person or a relationship that you are now walking away from. And maybe you're doing it fast. Those little hot feet. This could have been a very negative experience, or you may be stuck in the energy of holding on to this relationship, almost feeling chained to it to the point where you feel like you cannot look away, even though you are ready to move on. It could also mean that you are moving on from old habits that have kept you from reaching your goals. Now with the Six of Wands coming in here, this shows you that in 1 year's time, you will be able to move away from this person, this relationship, these habits, whatever it is that is causing this kind of stuck energy. So if it's a relationship or this particular experience, these things that once bothered you, you are going to have the same airiness and lightness of this butterfly that we see right here. This beautiful blue, kind of dreamy color. And then you're able to fly away from the tangle of the underbrush that's right there underneath. This is you being able to harness your strengths that you have brought with you. The things that you've learned from this particular situation and the strengths that are inside of you have helped you to reach this new chapter and successful outcome. So one of the major things that I'm seeing for you, pile one, in the next year is you being able to move away from whatever situation this is and to begin anew. And the beginning may be small. It may be quite a few steps to get there, but it's going to feel so light and so free that you will feel completely unburdened compared to the energy of where you have been. That's just beautiful. I'm excited for you. So finally, pile one. Let's look at our last situation, our last thing that's a little bit different. The next is overcoming this next year. We have got the Three of Cups happening right here. And then our Ace of Cups. Pull that back just a little. So this is really screaming to me about new friendships. I mean, typically that's what we think of. We think of celebrations when we see this Three of Cups here. So in a year from now, you may have some new friends that you've made, and Yeah, this is your new group, your new crew. We can see here the cats all look kind of similar. They all belong together. This is your new soul family. This is your new crew. And with the raven over here, he's got a pentacle. He's dropping that into the cup here so that the emotions are running over. This is really the embodiment of your cup being filled up. You're feeling good. So there's stability in these new relationships too. That's what I'm getting from the pentacle energy right there. These are not people that are going to be taking off on you. I'm getting that this might be related to a hobby or a new hobby. If you notice these lines kind of coming out right here from the cats, notice they're all looped together, which makes me think of soul family first of all. So kind of finding those people that you feel a beautiful connection to. You're kind of in the same frequency as them. You might have similar ideas. You just get along with them really well. They're all connected. And so this also could be a club as well. When I say club, it actually could be a literal club. You've got something in common you're working toward, or you're going to an actual location or place that you like to go. You enjoy going there. It could even be a bar that you go to. Say, for example, you attend regularly on Wednesday nights, and you might be playing games with people, just for a bad example. This feels very, very tangible to me. And I think that has to do, again, with this. When I look at this, it feels real. And then the fire to me, I don't know, there's something about it that feels real. So it could mean that you're going places, that you're traveling, maybe even going overseas. I don't know, with the air and the wings that I'm seeing here. We've got a hand coming out of the cloud. You might be going to another state. You might be spending time outside doing things, backpacking, camping, maybe something you've never done before in nature. And this feels very much, again, like it's in person, and it's not this kind of online feeling. Again, it's tangible. It feels like it's person to person. It's definitely not online the way the world has been these last few years during COVID. So this may start virtually. I mean, maybe you meet people on TikTok or Instagram. I don't know. Snapchat, something like that. But I think it's going to evolve into something that is much more different. It's definitely not the same kind of friendship energy as was happening in COVID when we had to get together with our family over Zoom. Yeah, this is you going out into the world and doing things with people. Yeah, because we have this open sky that's over here that I'm looking at, and like we could be kayaking down here in the water, taking flight. So maybe things are going to shift also in the world. In a year or two, we might be able to travel a bit more. Quite possibly. But again, this is something bigger to me. It's a sense of community, it's collaboration, it's togetherness. And it's in a way that virtual relationships may not provide for you or give to you. So pile 1, that is what I am getting for your reading today, how things are going to be a little bit different for you in a year from now. And if you felt if this reading resonated for you, please give it a thumbs up and comment in the box below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications anytime we upload a new pick a card reading to the channel. And check out some of my other pick a card readings. I look forward to collaborating with you in the future. Again, Group 1. See you soon. Bye. Hi, Group 2. If you picked the Sulfur, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. From the Everyday Witch Tarot, we have the Sun, clarified by the Queen of Wands. Let's see, we've got a little bit of a glare on that there. From the Wild Unknown Tarot, we have the Son of Pentacles, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. And from the Darkwood Tarot, we have the Page of Swords, clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So Group 2, This is about the energies coming into your life in the next year. What will your life be like? What's going to be different? What are some changes that are going to be happening? Basically, what are you manifesting between now and then? If you're looking for the zodiac or astrological signs that are nestled here throughout these cards, then we have Earth energy presented with the pentacles here, and so that is going to be your Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We also have air signs, as indicated here by the Page of Swords, and your air signs will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And finally, we also have the Suit of Wands presented here, which is going to include those fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Let's take a look at our first situation that we have here. So we have the Sun, and we've got the Queen of Wands. Wow, good stuff happening here, group 2. So when I see the Queen of Wands and the Sun, it makes me think of somebody who has worked really, really hard to get to where they are. Someone who has a lot of experience in what they do, and that they have reached their ultimate wish fulfillment, their ultimate goal. They've manifested exactly what they've been looking for. This is a really powerful duo of cards here. The Sun being major arcana. It signifies a big period of joy and optimism and just happiness for you. So you may have been working on a goal for a long time. This actually does have a bit of a public feel to it if we focus in on her here. She's holding a magic wand in her hand, right? And she almost looks like a pageant winner, the way she's dressed. She's got her bouquet of flowers here. We've got the crown on her head. She looks beautiful. And she's worked hard to get to where she is. She's sitting in her power. I mean, we've got a dragon right here. She's radiating confidence and determination. And with the appearance of the Sun card here, she's finally reached her end goal. She is reaping the rewards of her hard efforts. And depending on what your goals are, this could look like a lot of different things, depending on what you are working toward. Wand energy is very fiery. It's creative. It's incredibly bold. I mean, even look at the red of her dress here. That's bold to me. And in this instance, featuring the Queen of Wands, this is very potent, it's very powerful, and it's magical. So this may be something that you're working on that's related to career, or perhaps you're building healthy habits, becoming more comfortable in your own skin, to the point where you may be unafraid to step forward into the limelight here, or to come back and out around your computer screen, to be a little more seen as opposed to hidden. Yeah, there is this level of visibility that I'm getting with these two cards here. And for others, it could be more of a private goal and it's a little less obvious in an outward manner. It just, again, depends on who you are and what you're working on. Regardless of that, the message here from the universe is just go for it. Don't be shy about your gifts. Don't dim to fit in. There's nothing dim about this here. Shine on. This duo of cards points to sustained happiness and something that you can look forward to. This may even be you sharing joy with other people as a result of what's been going on across this next year. This could include family members, maybe people you haven't seen for a while. I'm noticing here that the woman is pregnant in this picture, and that's part of the reason I'm being drawn to the idea of family. But it could signify friendships, it could signify happiness, it could signify work. It could really be any number of professional, personal achievements that you are looking to work on. This is really wish fulfillment at its finest. I'm also being drawn to the idea of the Trinity here. We've got three. We've got the Mother, the Maiden, and the Crone here. All stages of life, beginning, middle, end, heaven, earth, waters, body, mind, spirit. Three, the number three may be significant to you. Your goal may have had something to do with reuniting perhaps people or members of your family. Perhaps after a lengthy time apart, your wish will be granted within this year. So regardless of whatever your goal is, this is something that you've been working on or will be working on throughout the stretch of this next year. And in 1 year from now, you're going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And maybe it is indeed actual labor for some of you here. I'm being drawn again one more time here. I'm noticing the orange here and the orange right here on the dragon. And I associate that with the sacral chakra, which to me has a lot to do with creativity. So again, this could also be a creative goal that you are working toward. So embrace it, go forward with it, shine on. Nice bright yellow color too. Thinking about the sunshine, solar plexus. Okay, so group 2. Something else that's going to be different in 1 year for you has to do with these two cards, the Son of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles that we're seeing here. And I'm actually seeing this was a little bit different. I'm actually truly seeing this as a change in a family member that you are close to, or another tight relationship, a friendship perhaps. I'm seeing the energy of the Son of Pentacles here almost as being a literal sun, as opposed to the typical, this would be the Knight of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite tradition. This energy is somewhat the same, but I'm getting more of a connection to others kind of a vibe here, as opposed to you embodying this Knight of Pentacles and their characteristics. So this is less about you and more about actually an outside circumstance. And this could mean that 1 year from now, you're noticing a change in behavior from this particular person, this particular relationship. I should note again that gender, of course, does not matter in this at all. So it doesn't literally mean a son. It may for some of you, but this will obviously not resonate with everybody because this is a general reading. So take this as a relationship, somebody important to you in your life. Now, this change may involve this person turning over a new leaf, as we're seeing this growth happening right here, right? That's like bright center that's happening. That's interesting now because I'm being drawn back to this idea of the sun. And we've got that same color resonating over here as well. Yeah, this person is moving from a slightly quicker or more frenetic energy to something that's more slow and practical, methodical, steady, a little more patient. Maybe they're even being a little more stoic than they normally would be. This is particularly emphasized with the appearance of this Ace of Pentacles here, which is the same suit. An ace, again, is an offering. The steady beginning of something, maybe even a promise, whether a commitment to themselves, perhaps, or even a commitment to you, if you are that close. In the past, this person may have operated from a totally different energy perspective. And again, I'm being drawn to that idea of fire, like this is in the background, and it's kind of being eclipsed out by what is coming in and what's new. They may have engaged in habits or addictions that were self-destructive in nature. And actually, as I'm talking about this, I'm seeing an image of the Tower card in tarot here. So these energies must have been or could have been damaging, not just to themselves, but possibly to other people as well. And obviously, again, this won't be the case for every single person who's watching this because this is a general reading. But when we're having that Tower moment, that's a place of darkness and suddenness and destructiveness. So in 1 year from now, there will be a change with this particular person, or perhaps we may not even be talking about one. It could be a duo, a group of people, in that they're more prepared to focus on themselves, their home, their long-term health and wellness. And I sense this will give you much needed relief. I'm being shown again, another tarot card is referenced, the Nine of Swords, which usually equates to sleepless nights and worrying over something. You stay lying awake at night and you're concerned about this situation. So you're going to be exiting that anxious kind of energy here because of the changes that this person is making. There will be less of a need to be concerned because they are indeed planting the seeds here for a better future. There's a commitment here, there's patience, there's a reliability that may not have been present in the past. And this will not only benefit friendships that these people are involved with, but also their own nuclear family. You may be a part of the friendship group, you may be a part of the nuclear family, but 1 year from now, there will be positive changes with someone in your life who is turning over a new leaf. And you will be able to be by their side and applaud all of that hard work and effort. Okay, so again, this is a relationship, and it could be somebody you know pretty well. Maybe for some of you, it might be somebody that, you know, is known to you through church or another organization, but for others, it may not resonate. That is a pretty specific message. So again, as with any general reading, just take what resonates and leave the rest. But let's move on to our last idea or situation, things that are going to be a little bit different. So group 2, 1 year from now, something else that might be a little bit different is you're going to be engaged in a new career, or possibly some form of education, learning, some kind of learning. You are ready to step forward. We see that here with the Page of Swords, to make a move, to converse with others about next steps. So over the course of this upcoming year, you may find yourself beginning these conversations, doing some research, seeking out a mentorship for you. And this can also mean that you're curious about finances. Okay. Which is what we're seeing here with the 8 of Pentacles. And you might begin to learn about money or savings or perhaps retirement fund options, kind of getting your ducks in a row. You may engage with a financial planner for assistance. And when we take into account this 8 of Pentacles with the Page of Swords energy, this is somebody who's working hard in an endeavor and in the end is reaping the benefits of that hard labor. This is the fruit of their labor on the tree here. This also points to an apprenticeship, as we typically see with Page energy, perhaps polishing up your resume, your skill set, buckling down and doing hard work. So in 1 year, you may find yourself in a completely different financial bracket, or heading in that direction, particularly if money has been tough for you as of late. So if you're having the urge to go out and learn about a hobby that can generate income, a side hustle, adding a certification onto something that you're already doing, pursuing a new degree, or just looking for some kind of new side gig, this is your nudge from the universe to move forward with this. Yeah, you will reap the benefits of the hard work in a year. Your ambition will get you places. Don't be shy about asking for help from a planner or a mentor if that is something that you are drawn to. This, in fact, will only help you move further along the path of abundance. And again, I'm seeing that kind of reflected there, that yellow shine of a coin. So group number 2, this is your reading about your life in a year and some of the things that may be looking a little bit different from your current point of view. If you felt this reading resonated with you, please like and comment in the comment box below and let me know some topics for future pick a card readings you might like to see here. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload future pick a card readings. I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future, group 2. Goodbye. Hi, group 3. If you picked the raw Lepidolite, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. From the Everyday Witch Tarot, we have got the Hierophant, clarified by the 9 of Wands. From the Wild Unknown Tarot, we have the Father of Pentacles. And they're clarified by the 4 of Swords. Finally, the Darkwood Tarot, nice 10 of Pentacles, clarified by the Empress. So group 3, you have got 2 major arcana cards here. The other piles have not had that yet. So for those of you who like your zodiac signs as an indicator that the reading might be for you, we do have earth energy here with the pentacles. So that's our Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn friends. The Hierophant is also associated with Taurus. We have air energy with the Four of Swords, which would include Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And finally, we also have fire energy with our wands. And this is going to include Aries, Leo, and Sag. So let's start over here with our first idea about how things are going to be looking differently in a year for you. I see the Hierophant and the Nine of Wands as your energy at the period or ending of a long journey, a period of time where you're working incredibly hard. This may indicate the upcoming 365 days that we're talking about, but I have a feeling it is something that could stretch back much further than this upcoming period. This feels very, very open in terms of timing. So it could have lasted a period of 2 to 3 years even prior to this. Or it may be something that pops up that's very brief, a period of months or even weeks before we get to this within this upcoming year. And so this is sort of you starting here. This is kind of the anchor, actually, this Knight of Wands energy. This is you taking a stand, being backed into a corner, maybe almost having to have your guard up in one sense or another. I'm seeing this a little bit as a situation related possibly to your career or an occupation. It may have to do with people. It may have to do with superiors. I'm getting right now too, as I'm thinking about this, it may also be just related in general. It could be an organization. It's something to do with people where there's some kind of hierarchy or structure. Generally, it may have to do with the way things have been systematically also changing over the last couple of years with the pandemic. There have been a lot of workplace changes, a lot of life changes, and it has left many people exhausted and tired, especially our beloved frontline workers. I see this as you coming into balance at the ending of this period, so within this. You decide enough is enough, and I see you moving away from this tree here, actually. You're going around the back of it to the other side of it. It's kind of throwing people off your back, making a change, and trying to find peace where you are able. Now, I'm not always a fan of the Hierophant card, especially not in the traditional Rider-Waite sense. I'm always a little suspicious of the older white guy sitting on the throne, but this does feel more modern, a little more down to earth, a little more grounded, a little more practical. For you, this is finding solace with a friend, a group, a mentor. You might actually take up yoga. You might take up meditation. This is you treating you to some kind of new healthy habit where all the parts of you are being more integrated. And I'm actually being shown these two people here as being almost like the right and left hemispheres of the brain. And they're working together, they're coming together, they're working in tandem. So this lady, I guess, would kind of be like the corpus callosum, and that's that part in the middle where, and everything's kind of shooting back and forth then, through her, between them. Things are working more in tandem, they're working smoothly, you're feeling more well-rested, you've moved out of this like frantic Nine of Wands energy that's being shown here. Sorry about that. I just ran out of memory and had to delete some files. So we were just talking about moving away from this frantic energy and into a place where we've got a lot more peace happening. So 1 year from now, you may be engaged in a form of self-care that perhaps you didn't find or expect to find yourself in before. You probably feel less frazzled, more grounded. You're not going to be in this kind of fight or flight, adrenal fatigue that I would associate with this kind of energy, just judging by the look on their face. Instead, you'll be finding answers within yourself. Now, I know this is not an olive tree, and I know this is not an olive branch, but I'm seeing this as extending an olive branch, a symbol of peace to yourself. You're offering yourself wisdom and peace through your own action. And this is an action that you can do, that you can take into your own hands. And while it may be a little strange at first, a little weird, a little odd, or just new. It's something that you can stick with for some time and it will make you feel good, whatever this is. So be on the lookout over this next year for hobbies or ways that you can bring yourself, where you can bring yourself some inner peace over this next year. And I do get the strong feeling that something may just pop out of the blue. You might be invited somewhere, you might see a flyer for something. You might say, oh, I'm going to try this out. This sounds different. So in 1 year, group 3, another change is going to be you just slowing down and taking time out to rest. This message is kind of brought forth by the Father of Pentacles and the Four of Swords here. It does have a similar energy to what's happening here. The idea of rest and relaxation, rejuvenation after a period of hard work. Also, I'm getting here that this will bring you more into alignment with what you're seeking, perhaps from this job, or it may bring you another career job because you might decide to walk away and cut ties with this energy. As you relax, I see you sort of shedding your skin like a snake would, and you're finding an inner fire, a new ambition, a new passion, and by embracing this change, you're walking away from the burdens that you were carrying before. All of these ones. That's a lot to have to be carrying. You're letting things go. You're stepping more into your own intuition. So we can see the third eye here. I feel at the end of this year, you're going to be sitting more in your own power than you've ever been in the past. There is this feeling of renewal, of growth, of trust in yourself and trust in your intuition. I am being drawn again to that third eye in the lamb there, which I could almost see as you. And here, look at this. I love the look on their face. You're smiling, relaxed, you're happy. That's a peaceful look. So you're trusting what you see in front of you. You are in complete control of the situation, and you've really walked away from these heavier burdens over here that have been blocking you. So this really could symbolize a new career, group 3, or perhaps a swap out at your job, a different supervisor, a different boss, or just new people to work with so things don't quite feel as draining as they once did originally. And no matter what this shift or this change is, I feel that it will bring you comfort. It will bring you stability. It will bring you abundance and fruition and happiness that you are looking for. So if you're watching this and you've been feeling frazzled, you've been feeling a bit burned out with everything that is going around you in some facet of your life, then 1 year from now, you will find some rest and a new lens to view everything from. You will find a beautiful respite and then the growth that can come from that. And it's a time to stretch out your wings and to relax. Now, something else that may be different for you 1 year from now, group number 3, is the satisfaction and stability that you're experiencing. We can see this here with the 10 of Pentacles. Based off the energy of the 9 of Wands where we started. Oh, interesting. Like there's the tree again, and here it is here. Nothing can grow on it here. And here we've got the fruits of our labor. Yeah, that 9 of Wands was just way too frantic. It's too frenetic. It's very reactive. And the 10 of Pentacles is slow growth, slow growing roots. You know, and with the Empress here, this major arcana card, notice also she's leaning up against a tree. That's interesting. The energy has definitely slowed down into something that can be enjoyed for the long term, from this to literally her just lounging and relaxing over here. There have not been shortcuts to get here, is what I'm getting. This is the card of an abundant family life, a rich nest egg that you can share with your loved ones. This could be friends, this could be family. This is truly sweet relief, and the fruits of your labor are evident here. The path to get here has not necessarily been an easy one. There have probably been many challenges and tough situations, again, based off of this right here. But this is a point of relaxation. Look at her, just lounging up against the tree. And because you have gone through these hard things, when you get to this point and you're able to lay back and relax like that, it's just going to be so much sweeter. And this, to me especially, this Empress card is the energy of you making a difference in other people's lives, whatever that you do and whatever that you've done. This doesn't necessarily even have to be family. If this is a career where you're on the front lines, or you're a social worker, a therapist, a counselor of some kind, dealing with people who've seen hard times, or you might be someone who educates, you teach children, you've been planting many seeds of happiness, of health, of help, of healing. And this enriches the lives of every person that you touch. And this is almost the way others will see you. The way that this Empress appears. This is somebody who has this abundant, kind of giving and very healing heart. As you represent this energy of this Empress, what she's holding, this is happiness and joy. This is a period of time where you can take care of yourself, perhaps in the way that you have taken care of other people. Right now I'm seeing this as other people over here. This is a signal and a sign that it's time for you to be pampered, and you should allow others to take care of you. The appearance of these two cards here may indicate that you have shifted careers, and that any career change or tackling of a new project is going to be both abundant and fruitful. You're going to be successful with what you've undertaken over this next year, and that you have something to be very, very proud of. And I am being urged to bring up the fact again, we have a pregnancy here, so there may be some of you in here where you are not just giving birth to ideas or the next phase of your life, but also quite possibly you may literally be giving birth or expanding your family. So group number 3, this is your reading about some of the things in your life that you're going to be manifesting over this year. Some things that will be different, some things that are going to be changing. If you enjoyed this reading or any part of it resonates with you, please give it a like and comment in the box below. If there is a pick a card reading you'd like to see here on this channel, be sure to let me know in the comment box. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified of any new pick a card readings when they are posted. So I look forward to working with you again in the future. Group number 3. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi, pile 4. If you picked the blue lace agate, then this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. From the Everyday Witch Tarot, we have the 3 of Cups, clarified by the Queen of Swords, the Father of Swords makes an appearance here from the Wild Unknown Tarot, clarified by the 2 of Wands, and from the Darkwood Tarot we have the 2 of Swords, clarified by the 10 of Cups. Okay, so group 4, for those who follow astrological signs for confirmation, the only thing we're missing here are the earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you're an air sign, water sign, or fire sign, you're represented in the cards that we see in front of us. So let's start over here with our 3 of Cups. So group 4, I see this as 1 year from now, you have become more wise and more discerning about how you're spending your time and who you're spending your time with. You may have walked away from energies of conflict, fighting, or folks that just don't resonate with where you are currently. You may have left some friendships behind or some other types of relationships, working relationships possibly. You may have had a group of friends that you were once close to, or you may have been in a club where you decided to end your membership. This has the energy of you walking away from the situation either permanently or for a period of time. This discernment that you're showing here, it will bring you satisfaction in your new relationships, which could be of any age or any gender. There is a sense of camaraderie and soul family with this particular group. There's harmony and balance. And the more enlightened that you become, the more that you tighten up your boundaries, you're cutting off the dead weight. It is sort of like when you're getting a nice haircut, you trim the ends off and you walk away feeling so much lighter as a result. And I'm not necessarily getting that there are hard feelings between you and some of the folks or situations that you've walked away from. You just don't have time for drama anymore. And that makes others that much more attracted to where you sit, how you hold yourself, and your overall energy. Those who you are drawing in, though, are people who are a better resonance for where you now sit. So we've learned a lot of lessons over the last few years with the pandemic. There's been quite a bit of accelerated growth for so many people who are realizing their dissatisfaction with jobs, where they are in life in general, as the result of the upheaval, the loss, the trauma that we're going through. And this is you emerging from the other side of that upheaval and that adjustment to a new norm. And when I say adjustment, I see this more as you paving your own path, choosing yourself, going your own way, as opposed to attempting to fit into something that no longer serves you. This is a healing energy for you 1 year from now, group 4, and you will find satisfaction in the relationships and people that you have around you. So, okay, group 4, something else that may be different in your life 1 year from now. I'm looking at the energy of the Father of Swords here, which is like the King of Swords. And there is this beautiful Two of Wands here as well. And I see this like a set of railroad tracks, and they're heading off into the distance. But as I had these laid out, I kind of saw this actually as we're moving away from him, or he's moving down track, and he has multiple opportunities or paths that he can take, multiple directions. Now, we saw you with the Queen of Swords energy here. This is like the King of Swords here, the Father of Swords. So this is you again, kind of sitting in this same discernment we've talked about, and you've got multiple options and viewpoints and paths that you can take for the future. You're going to find yourself in a position where your new energy is not only affecting friends, as we talked about here, but you're going to be celebrated for the choices that you're making, is what I'm getting here. You're going to get recognition, I think, from loved ones, from colleagues, possibly from potential relationships. You may even be in the public eye and get recognition for some of the work that you are doing. I do see you as coming into celebratory times in the future here, 1 year from now, and you may attract a new partner, and that could be a business partner, it could be a friend, it could be a soulmate, it could be a significant relationship, a new best friend, a romance, someone who's part of your soul family, and they will have an emotional depth to them that is going to nicely balance out this sword energy that we've been talking about here. More of this cups energy that we're looking at. So 1 year from now, group 4, you're going to be sitting in this beautiful spot where you can see all the avenues and options around you. And so we think of an owl here having that ability to rotate their heads the way that they do. But I'm also thinking of them being able to fly up and have that bird's eye view. to gain the perspective of all the paths that they see around them. So I'm almost thinking, again, this is like city streets or railroad tracks leading out to these new possibilities. I do think as you follow this and find your way and you look around, ooh, and I'm being drawn into the rainbow. We have the rainbow sword here and the rainbow there. It's like matching energies and frequencies. You're going to feel this greater sense of calm, of clarity, and control over your life 1 year from now. And again, those eyes and that discernment is a big part of it. You're using that discernment wisely. You will not only find happiness and reasons to celebrate with others, but also be on the lookout for a significant new partner or relationship within the next 365 days. And finally, group 4, we have over here the Two of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Over the course of the next year, weighing options. This is what we traditionally think of here with our Two of Cups, or Two of Swords, excuse me. And I mean, we can see that just even, we've got all kinds of shadows around us, thinking about our options, and we're mirrored here. Here's our clarity and calm view, and then here's where we're kind of sitting and trying to figure things out, and maybe being plagued by the possibilities of things going right or the things that are going to go wrong with this. And so these feel rather pressing. You may feel like you're unable to see all the avenues and options which you would like, which is interesting because this is almost contradictory to what we got here. But I'm going to say this right now. This feels like a very specific choice from the past where you have some heavy ties, possibly regarding the family. So this almost feels like it's a situation that's been plucked out of this. It has nothing to do with what's happening here and has to do with something with the family. This is also a very specific message I'm getting here, group 4. So this will definitely not apply to everybody because this is a general reading. Again, take what resonates and leave the rest. So when I see the Ten of Cups here, this has to do with me, like family, community, and that kind of thing. And so you may be thinking about growing or expanding your family or role in a community. You may find yourself unexpectedly expecting, or your partner expecting. Perhaps someone in your extended family is going to give birth, and you are possibly being tasked with the idea of helping out and or raising the child yourself. You may also be taking care of aging family or noticing your family unit or community, the way you're used to things kind of appearing, it is going to be changing. And so you're thinking over this carefully. There's an alteration that's happening in one way, shape, or form, even if that's only happening in the mind right now, as we have swords here, and that's all about the decision making and intellect. So this may leave you on one hand kind of reflecting and thinking about situations in the past that were happy, carefree, thinking about family times, community times, where you were feeling joy. And then on the other hand, you may also be weighing the change that might possibly happen as the result of making a decision. You might be reflecting on times that you experienced sorrow or loss, or you witnessed trauma, and some of that past experience is coming in to press on you and to weigh on you. So with these Two of Swords here, I do see you very carefully weighing out your pros and cons of the situation very logically. And again, you must be a logical thinker because we have so much of the sword energy running through this here. You're carefully thinking about your contentment, your happiness, your fulfillment, your commitment to the family, the community, and the needs of everybody else, who are involved with this particular situation. So if this does indeed involve raising a child or bringing a child into the home, a pregnancy, a birth, expanding community involvement in something, you may be thinking of happy times from your childhood and how you might like to offer that to others, or this is what I want to show or do for the community to make it better. And then on the flip side, we've got maybe some of the negative aspects pressing in. There may be something in your past that you're recovering from possibly, or you may have witnessed something recently. There may have been a shakeup, a loss. And the Ten of Cups is telling you it is okay to take the blindfold off here. It's okay to move away from those situations that you were possibly wounded in the past, or that you saw other people be wounded in, or you know these situations exist. And it's okay to see them for what they are. It's okay to embrace, yes, this happens, yes, this exists, and we're going to allow and move forward, and we're going to take a risk anyway. Yeah, think about what your ideal Ten of Cups energy looks like. What does family look like to you? What does community look like to you? What are you trying to hope, build, achieve? And what kind of steps can you take moving forward for that, reaching that particular goal? And so if you have a partner, talk to your partner about it. What does family mean to the two of you? You know, if it's community, involve other members of the community and talk about that. What does this mean? What does the Ten of Cups look like to you, to these other people that are involved? And again, there is this element of surrender. Look at the wolf just letting it out. Let it out, let it go. I'm hearing the phrase let go and let God. So again, while swords are about mental clarity and decision making, it is also okay to decide to step away and just see how things naturally unfold. Just let go. And if this involves making decisions about sick or aging family members, the message here is that you do have the support and the know-how to make an appropriate choice for what family means to you. And pile 4, group 4, this is not an easy energy to sit with, is what I'm feeling. This is something that it is weighing heavily on you. I do feel your guides, the universe, the collective, is giving you that message, though, that you do have support behind you. I do see you surrounded by others, whether you can see that with your own eyes or not. I do see happiness in the Ten of Cups here. This is one of the most wonderful cards that you can get in the deck. So as you move through to the other side of making this decision, there is happiness. There is contentment. There is fulfillment. There are things to celebrate. So again, this is a very specific energy for a general reading, and it will not apply to everybody. So if you find this part of the pile doesn't resonate for you, as with any general reading, take what does and leave the rest. Pile 4, this is your reading for your life in the next 365 days in 1 year, and what's going to be different. The kinds of things that you're manifesting, the changes that are happening. So thank you so much for watching. And if you felt that this resonated for you, please like and comment in the comment box below. If there are pick-a-card readings you'd like to see on this channel, please let me know in the comments, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be alerted to future releases of any videos. Group 4, I look forward to working again with you very soon. I'll see you later.